Hello everyone and welcome to this session. In today's topic, we are going to discuss website development using ASP.NET MVC, ASP.NET MVC technology, or say framework. So in today's session, we are going to discuss and see and learn how a website is developed by taking a simple HTML template and using ASP.NET MVC framework to develop a dynamic and secure website. So we have with us our developer Umesh Tudu. He is our .NET developer. So I'm gonna ask him to take up the session, and yeah, Umesh, the session is yours. You can continue with the session.
Just ask him to share the screen. Ask him.
And also, Umesh sir, don't forget to share your screen so that everyone can see and learn what is going on and how the things are done. Okay, you may continue now.
Thanks, Rajkishore. Let me share my screen first. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible, proper and clear.
Okay. So today I'm going to explain how the demo application, which is made in simple HTML and CSS, that application how I've made in .NET framework. So you can see here, this is the demo application. You can see this is top header, this is bottom header, this is the content section, and bottom this is the footer section. So to make the application in .NET framework, what I did, first I made a database, and then I made the table inside this database. You can see here, this is my enhanced DB, enhanced database, and inside this database, I simply created the table name is top header TBL. Inside this table, I simply created some property of the application. As you can see here in this table, there are only two properties like call and email. These properties are what? These are the same which you can see here at the top header section. Like this is call and this is email. So for now, I'm explaining just the top header section how I created. So I created the table here and I put all the properties here like call and email, and I put the data. And how I put the data here, simply in this call and email properties, you can see here this one, call and email. This text simply I copy and paste here in call section and email section. This is the first work. Further, next we will create a simple project. Here you can see how I created this simple project in ASP.NET. You can see here this is the project name, and I named this as Enhance Demo App. Then here I just selected the latest framework of .NET. You can see here the latest framework is 4.8.1. Once you created the first application, then you can see the dashboard like this. You can see here, this is the newly created application and the name is Anand Demo Web. Now, first thing we will do here, we simply create a folder inside this web application, and I have already made the folder and I have named it content. Now, inside this content folder, simply I put all the CSS and HTML files, and I paste here all these from the demo application. From here, all these files simply I copy and paste inside the content. Now, you can see here the views folder. Simply again, we will create the folder and we will name it shared folder here. Once the shared folder is created, uh, we will add here the razor page, and this razor page will be named as layout. As you can see here, I have added the layout page inside this shared folder. So I can show here, this is the layout page of the full application. You can see here, yes. Now the next thing is we have to create the model, I mean ADMX file, and for that simply we will go to the model folder and we will create the ADMX file. So simply I right click here and add the new item. Okay, I will show here how I did. So simply we will add the here new item, and from here we will select data, and simply we will select edu.NET entity framework and we will name here model and whatever you want. Then we will add this edu.NET entity data model. Okay, so after completing all the process, our ADMX file is created inside the models folder here. You can see this is the ADMX file, and once this file is created, the table which is already made in the database here, this table will automatically created here in this solution. You can see here all the tables are visible here, like this one top header. Okay, so this table is, you can see here, this table is appearing here, top header, this one. The next thing is we will create a model class. So simply we will right click in this model folder, and inside this model folder all the properties which are present inside this header table will be pasted here. I mean the properties which are present here in this table, this one, all these properties will be present the top header class here. Top header class means this property and the this property both will be same. Now next we will create a controller, and for that we will simply click in a controller. Okay, then we will add, and here you can see the controller. Once you will click here controller, then you have to put the controller name. So I have already created the controller name as Anans. You can see here, this is our controller name. And if I open this, you can see the controller here. This one controller, enhance controller. Okay. You can see here inside the idmx file, this is the model context class. This is model context class. So here, um, this namespace, we will copy this namespace and simply paste in the controller here. Just we will tap using, and this is the namespace using enhance demo web dot models. Now, next thing, we will create the object of the DB context class. Here, our DB context class is model DB context class. So we will create the object of this model DB context in the controller. So I have already made, you can see here, model DB context. This is object name, model is equal to new model DB context. Okay. And once we will create this the model DB context, then we will create the action method. So you can see, as earlier I explained that for now, I'm explaining how I created the top header section. So we come to the bottom section, and here you can see how I created the action method for top header. Here you can see this is the child action only. This is the attribute, and this is the top header. It means this is the action method. I have added this partial word. Why? Because I'm creating the partial top header. So one thing is, whenever we created the application in .NET framework, then especially header and footer is created by partial, because in this method views are added as the partial. That's why I have created this top header section as partial. So you can see here, this is the action method, and inside this action method, simply I take a variable, a top header result, and make a object of the model. This is top model. It means this is the our model name. Here you can see this is model, and top header. You can see here top header. This is the model class top header. So this is our variable, and in this variable, I am fetching the data from where? From the database. Like you can see here, call and email. So these data are same, and you can see here, this is the call and email. So both these properties I am fetching from the database by using this variable. So whenever you type top header result dot, then call will be automatically appear in the screen, and then you can write as model dot top header table dot first or default dot call. This is the object. Which object? This is the object of the DB context class, which is present here. This one. This one is the object of the DB context class. So here, mm, yes, model. This one, model dot top header table. This is the table name, and this is the property of the database. Um, Further, I have made a session. This is just to pass the data from models to view. That's why I have using here session. So I write here session top header is equal to top header result. This top header result is the variable, this variable, and this is the model class name. And simply in this action method, I have added the views as the partial view. And once I have added partial view, you can see the partial view here inside the views folder, and inside views folder there is another folder shared, and inside this shared folder the views are this one, top header CS HTML file. This one is the partial views for top header section. First time whenever you will add the partial view, then here this will be blank. So I just copy the code. You can see here top header section. Yes, this is the header section. So simply I copy all this code to the here, and at the top I just mention the model class. I simply add tab at the rate model and then demo web.models.top header, and simply I use the check method at the rate if model is equal to null, not equal to null, then this one. Simply I have rendered the call here by using the HTML helper. You can see here uh, this one call and email. I have simply rendered here by using HTML helper like this at the rate model dot call and at the rate model dot email. Now uh, we come to the uh, layout page. You can see here. Yes, since we have copy all this code to the partial view, so in layout page, those codes will be cut from here, and we will render that that page for the top header section like this at the rate HTML dot partial top header and head data. This is what this is the mod views for top header. You can see here this one partial top header. This one is the top header, and this is what this is the variable. You can see here this one head data variable, and at the last uh, before running the application, just we go to the route config, and uh, we change the controller name and action name from the default values, because my controller name is Anand. That's why I named the controller name as Anand, and this is the home, and this is my home action method. You can see here in Anand's controller, this is my method, home method. So simply uh, I change the action name from default values to home, and last simply run the application from here, or you can press the function key plus F5. So let me run my application. Okay, error 503. Okay, we will clean once, then we will build, then at last we will run the application. Just wait for the some time. Yes, you can see our application is successfully running, and here you can see at the top section the both properties call and email is rendered. You can verify all these properties from the database. You can see here this is if you go to database and verify, the same properties are here. That means these properties call and this email is coming from the database from here, from this table. So this was the process that how I made this application in .NET framework. You can see here this is home page, this is about page, this is services page, and this is contact us page. So for today, I'm ending my session, and you saw that how I made this application in .NET framework. Thank you for the session.
Thank you so much, Umesh. That was a well explained session, and I hope everyone got to know how we can use this framework ASP.NET MVC and taking up a simple HTML template or any template and making that simple HTML template or website as a new brand dynamic and fully secured website. Uh, Thanks everyone for joining the session and hope you learned something new today.